everybody, and today we are here with another board game review. Today we'll be reviewing Arboretum.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and yes, we will be telling you why you should play Arboretum. As always, we will not be doing a full review of the rules. We'll be just talking about the minimum rules so that you can understand how the game plays. But as in all the videos, we are going to concentrate on why you should be playing this game rather than anything else. Alright,
No,
so
I will play everything else.
everything else as well. Alright. So Arboretum is a game about making an arboretum, a beautiful arboretum of different trees where people are going to come and you're going to walk them through your arboretum as they walk down aisles of trees. And that's what the theme is. Now, this game comes with very beautiful cards of different trees that are themed differently, the colors are different, and they have the most beautiful artwork of trees you will ever see. All you're going to play this game is this deck of cards, even though the box is big enough, but that's just the standard box size. All you need is this deck of cards to play the game. Now the deck does come with additional cards which you can actually remove from the game just in case based on the number of players. So you can adjust that based on the rules given. Once you have that, each player is going to start with 7 cards, and what they will be doing on their turn is trying to make an arboretum using these cards, by looking at the number and the color of the tree that they have. There is no other text or function of a particular card or a tree, and all you will be doing is just making a sequence of trees starting from the lowest number going towards the highest and trying to have them in groups based on the tree type as much as possible. It's not essential. So there are different variant of game rules, even though it's a simple card game. Very minimal component wise, but the rules do make this game, in my opinion, a heavy game because there are a lot of minor exceptions, rules that you need to look at while you're playing this.
It's very easy to forget the rules halfway through the game.
So
And that is just what I
what
did
you
right
will
now.
be doing is, with your card in hand, you will be picking up 2 cards on each turn. You will be picking up 2 cards, looking at them, and deciding. Now you will be ending up with 9 cards in your hand. You will be deciding to play 1 card in your own arboretum and then discarding any one other card from your hand. Now all the trees that come in this deck are numbered from 1 to 8 for each tree type. So for example, I will be playing, let's say, a number 3 card in my arboretum. Ishal will be doing the same. She will be taking a turn and playing 1 card from her hand, and I will be discarding 1 card openly in front of everyone. Now everyone has a little bit more information. Everyone knows that I had a 3 of this orange color maple tree in my hand, whereas I discarded the pine tree and spruce tree, and maybe I was not interested in the blue spruce, or I may be faking it, because what you're trying to do is have an arboretum as big as possible in the correct sequence: 1, 3, 4, 7. For example, if I have this and nobody else has this many maple trees in their arboretum, then I'm going to get the score for the maple trees. In this game, only and only one player is going to get the scoring for one type of tree, and that's going to be, we will talk about that later on. But then what points you're going to get is based on how many trees did you plant here, and accordingly you're going to get the score. If you planted all of the same trees, then your score is going to be bigger. But if in between I had, let's say, a 6 here as well, then even though my lane is bigger, I'm going to get the score according to that bigger lane of trees, but the score multiplier is not going to be there, which was going to be there if I had just the trees in the ascending order of the same tree. Now these don't have to be the ascending order in this fashion. It can be any way orthogonally as well. So it can be very well like this. So you can say my tree is going like this fashion as well. So that's up to you how you place them, but they need to be orthogonally and no other way. Now, once we have understood this concept that yes, there are multipliers if you have the same type of tree, and you're going to actually be trying to have the same tree type as much as possible. As long as you understand this, now we will come to the part that who gets to score this tree. At the end of the game, not the round, not your turn, at the end of the game, it will be seen that who had the highest scoring card left in their hand for the maple tree. So right now, for example, I am left with no other maple tree in my hand. Do you have any maple tree in your hand?
I only have one.
As long as, and show that card. So she had a maple tree and I didn't have a maple tree in my hand. So in your hand cards are very important at the end of the game, because whoever had the highest number of that tree, he is the only player, he or she is the only player who gets to score that tree in their arboretum. So in this case, Vishal will get to score the maple tree, and even though I had a bigger maple tree in my arboretum, but I didn't have it in my hand, so I cannot score it. You can consider the cards left in your hand as pamphlets or advertisement that you are showing that if you want to see the biggest maple tree arboretum, come to my land. But if I don't have that in my hand, if I don't have that advertisement or pamphlet left in my hand, I cannot call people to my arboretum to see it. Thus, I don't get any score for my arboretum for the maple trees. In this way, for each of the trees that you will be placing in your arboretum, if I had made an arboretum like this, I would be getting score for this because I hold the red 7 for it. So the red path, the starting and the ending card decides that what is my actual tree. So at least I can get this accounted for 2, 3, 4, 5. And even if Ishal had, this is all you have red. So even if someone had a higher number of red trees in their hand, this but since I had the only pamphlet or the highest
I
scoring
do have a
pamphlet,
couplet though.
but it's less than. So in this case, we will compare the numbers. Ishal had 6, I had 7. Since I had the better advertisement, better pamphlet, so people will come to my arboretum and they will see, even if I had less trees, they will still see my arboretum. So that's why it's very important, even though you want to score big by placing bigger cards here, but there is a downfall that if you place the bigger card here for scoring, then that pamphlet left in your hand will be a lower card, and you might get zero score for it in the end because nobody came to see your arboretum. So at the end of the game comes with a scoring pad which refers all the trees. So we will go tree by tree and everyone will score accordingly. So that's the gist of the game. Again, there are many other minor rules that if someone has a 1 that supersedes an 8, those kind of exceptions are there, and that's why I'm saying it's a slightly rule heavy game, because you have to understand all those exceptions to play this game well. But as long as you understand those, then this is a very cutthroat game. You pick up 2 cards and then you will be left in a lot of trouble. So you shall make some arboretums on your side as well. So you will be left thinking a lot. Should I play this? Or, but I'm not, should I play this green tree, this green willow tree? And I'm not even making a willow tree pattern here. Right now, this card will be a waste in my arboretum. But if I discard it, the other player is making a pattern of willow trees. So he is going to take it, because when you're going to draw two cards, it's up to the player. He can draw from the draw deck, or he can draw from the discard pile, the top card from the discard pile. So even when you are discarding something which you don't actually need, you will be left with such a crucial decision, because what you are discarding might be helping some other player which you do not want to do. And that's where the gist of the game lies. Should I discard it or not? Or maybe you're playing a trick on them. So the trick, for example, right now, let's say Ishal was making a pattern for willow trees and she does pick it and makes an arboretum path for the willow trees, and she starts making a bigger and bigger path. I keep getting willow trees, I keep getting willow trees, and I keep discarding them. So she's happy that I am not paying attention, that but at the end of the game, what turns out, I had the number 8 of the willow trees. This is the highest pamphlet. So I get to score the willow trees, and all the willow trees in her arboretum go to waste. So that's where the cutthroat nature of this game lies. So Ishal, what do you think about this game? Ishal, what do you think about this game?
Well, the only things that I like are the word fonts, the details that, well, they explain the tree type more easily. Like for the cherry blossom, you have a pink flower, a pink flower. That way, it's easier to know that, oh, this is a cherry blossom. And of course, the artwork.
Alright, so my opinion, this is a very famous card game among hobby board gamers because of its nature. It's pleasant to look at, it looks very nice, but gameplay wise, it's very mean. You will be holding cards which someone else need, and you will not be releasing them. In the end, sometimes you have more cards in your hand which you don't need, but you don't want someone else to take them, and that's why you're holding those 7 cards even though you will be getting 0 scores for them. And that's the nature of this game. There is no take that in this game, but using this mechanism that you are withholding information, withholding cards which someone else needs in your hand, that's where the competitive nature of this game lies. Now, this game, as I said, can be played with more players as well. There are different trees, again, beautiful artwork, which you can mix and match. So it's your choice which combination of trees you're going to use. Such beautiful color trees have been used in this game. So artwork is really a positive point when it's open on the table.
Some of their names are very funny, like dogwood,
Dogwood.
dog, dogwood. The font is kind of confusing.
So you are going
But
to
get them.
love once you have your arboretum done on the table, and overall it's a very beautiful looking but very mean game. So if you don't like confrontation in your game where players are being mean to each other, don't get this game. Otherwise, if you like that kind of tussle, why you are not giving me my card? Where is my card? Is it still in the deck or is it with some other player? If you like that kind of anxiety, then this game
Nobody
is
likes
meant for you.
anxiety.
That's part of the fun. Alright, so that's it. That's my review of Arboretum, a very cutthroat game. 6.5 to 7, you can say, out of 10. Why I cut some of the points is just because of the rules having nature of this game, because you have to know all those exceptions, because nothing is written on a card. So for example, I would have preferred that, for example, in some cases a 1 can beat an 8, so you need to know that. And if it would have been nice if they would have written it on the number 1 card and the number 8 card. But anyway, as long as you understand all those rules and exceptions, then it's a very good game, and I can happily recommend it. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!